Hey, what's up my fellow collectors? Tonight I am taking a look at the Predator Clan Leader figure. Very excited to have this. I think all the NECA Predator figures have been absolutely great, so I'm definitely always down to pick up a new one. Now I will say with this one that I wasn't 100% sure it was the video game one, so that definitely was a surprise. But I mean, it's still NECA and it's still a Predator figure, so I'm always down for it. But we get this nice box, which is actually a lot bigger than I'm used to anyway. We get this really cool image on the front of the figure, along with some arts from the game, I guess. And then you get on the side it says the Ultimate Alien Hunter Predator, the Predator Clan Leader. Got NECA. Top it says the same thing. On the bottom you got the people responsible for the figure. On this side you have the exact same thing as the other side. And on the back you got some nice shots of, the Alien vs Predator 2-pack. So this is the ultimate battle between Beast and Hunter. So that's a cool one. And it shows you some of the Aliens line and also shows you the Predator line. So very cool. There's the Alien line. And then on the bottom down here it does have some instructions about putting the mask on, about holding the weapons, and about the tentacles. And then there you got the real toys and NECA. And like always you have this nice open box that opens up. Oh, sorry about all the lights. But you get this really cool little image right here of the Predator. Get a nice big old read up there. And then you get the figure in the clamshell looking awesome. Very cool. But yeah, let's crack this guy open and check him out. Okay, so here is the Predator out of the packaging. He does come with a bunch of cool accessories. The figure overall is, another just awesome piece by NECA. There are some things though on this one that bug me. Like with the high price point, and I'm saying high price point, $30, come on. But I mean, for what we got with the Jungle Hunter, as far as the accessories goes, we don't get as many accessories with this guy. And this is the, Ultimate Edition. So, but I mean, overall, we get nice paint and sculpt like we always do with NECA. They always kill it when it comes to that. There is some kind of iffy parts that I don't like especially in here, but we'll talk about all that. Oops, sorry, kicking my camera around. But yeah, let's first of all, let's take a look at the accessories that we do get. Now, we do get this kick-ass mask. I mean, this thing is just sick. Look at that. Really nice. I love this metallic green color that they have in here. It's just so nice. We get this really nice, black wash to bring out all these chrome parts. Even the same on these parts right here. They kind of just have that black wash on them to kind of dirty them up. I love the red paint on the eyes. You even get the little red paint of that little laser thing right there. Very cool. So you do get that mask, and that just, kind of goes on by friction. You just stick it on his head and that stays. You get this really nice bow staff, and look at this thing. Really nice sculpt and paint all throughout that. There's the one side. So that looks really good. And then the staff again has that, black wash to kind of dirty it up. And then coming down to this side, you get this really cool blade down here. Nice sculpt and detail, nice paint. Very cool. And then of course you do get a cannon blaster. Now it does come in two separate pieces, so it does come like this in the packaging, but that just kind of ports in there. But really nice detail on the blaster part, or the whatever this thing is called. Really nice sculpting detail in there. I love again with the metallic green all throughout this figure with the shine, just looks really good. And then of course that does rotate there on that ball, and it does hinge up and down there, and there even is another hinge here, so you get hinge out of that. But just the top rotates. The other two are hinges. We get 2 of these little tiny silver things, which I don't know what these things are, but we get 2 of those. And then we get 2 of these, what do they call these? Mandals or something like that? Tentacles, yeah, the bendable tentacles. But very, very nice sculpt and paint on these things. Look at that. Really, really nice looking. And they're long too. I mean, they're about 11 inches long. But the cool thing I do like about this is these are you can bend these all around, and it even holds the pose. So I mean, how cool is that? That's really cool. That definitely help with you guys that like take pictures and all that. But let's get rid of all those and take a look at this awesome Predator now. Let's start off with the awesome face sculpt, which NECA, you know, always does a really great job. I mean, look at that. Look at the face sculpt on that. It looks so good. I mean, the colors at first really like jumped out kind of to the point where I was like, I don't really like it. But I mean, the more I look at it, the more it's kind of growing on me. I mean, because it is a very, very bright, you know, orange and all these reds in here and everything like that. But I do really like the tentacles, how they came out. They're kind of almost like a white and then kind of fade into like this darker kind of blue turquoise color. And then it kind of fades down again to the white. But really nice job with all that. Look at his teeth. Those just look sick. Look at that. And again, these are kind of, you can kind of move his little mandibles or whatever you call these things. You get this really like cool shoulder armor that goes all the way around the back of the figure. I mean, look at that. It looks so cool. I love all this paint and silver and black that they have all up in here. It just looks so good. It looks so cool. Like this entire little backpack shoulder piece just looks so badass. I love it. And you can see his little necklace in there. Now here's the one thing that I thought was a little bit on the strange side. Now as far as that backpack, it is soft, you know, but it's not really like this part right here is floating, but everything else is like attached. Like you are not getting that off of there. I mean, you would have to like cut into right here to remove that, and it would just kind of ruin the figure. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. But also is the trophies and the little skulls that are on his, you know, usually NECA does a way better job than that. And I mean, they didn't even paint them in. They just kind of left them, you know, in the mold with no paint on them whatsoever. Besides, you know, the brown paint that they just kind of threw over top of it. But I mean, like take a look at the Jungle Hunter here. Like you see all his little trophies. 'Cause this is what we normally get with these figures. You know, really, really nice sculpt and detail and paint on the little trophies and it's usually on a separate piece, like a separate necklace piece. So I'm definitely bummed out that, you know, NECA didn't, you know, give us that same kind of quality for the little trophy pieces. Even down here on his belt, same thing. He just kind of slopped some, you know, light brown paint on them and that was it. I mean, you can see that the sculpt is there, so it should be like those little skulls and everything like that, but I don't know, maybe they missed that or I don't know what. But anyway, I mean, we do get the basic body, just, you know, painted again with these crazy orange colors. And you get this like darker color on the side, and you get these kind of red to outline everything. I mean, it does look good. Again, I love this, you know, metallic green that we're getting here. It looks really good. Coming around to, and like I said, all this is all a soft material. The back of the belt, and then we get a little bit of silver. Again, it's like all these leather, or I guess they're supposed to be leather parts, really just seem like NECA normally does a much better job with those. But I mean, we are getting crazy sculpt, you know, all throughout, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. It's just definitely something that I noticed. These are kind of floaty. This is a floaty piece here. You kind of have these floaty pieces that have this kind of band wrapping around his leg that is together. I mean, you can't undo this or anything like that. You'd have to cut that to get those off of there. The boots look really nice. I mean, you get this nice, you know, black wash and black on the top of this. These are the same boots that I think, what was it, the Serpent Hunter had, but they were just all chrome. So they definitely look better with some, you know, color on them, even though they did look good with that nice shiny chrome. But if they would have done that black wash on that figure, it would have definitely made it look much better. And then coming down to his feet, they look really good. You get these nice little, you know, silver things in his shoes. Get this cool little extra toe sticking out the sides there. That's really cool. In the bottom, you got some tread and peg holes. And as far as his arms, you get this really nice, you know, armor pieces, which again are done really well all throughout the figure. His gauntlets look freaking awesome. Very, very cool. Nice, you know, silver details in here and everything. Very nice. Now, his other gauntlet, again with the nice paint and detail. Now, as far as the issues that I have with this guy, first is this. His entire, like, bottom joint, I don't know if you can see that, but you can, there's a huge gap. There is a huge gap, and you can even see the, you know, peg that's porting that in, and it's really floppy and loose, you know. And I tried, like, you know, pushing down, thinking maybe, oh, maybe it's just, you know, kind of, but no. So that is definitely a bummer that I get, that you get that. I mean, it's just really kind of floppy, and I just feel like it should be, like, it's not connected down in here somewhere. So I mean, that's a bummer. This arm, this gauntlet, you see how it's like turned around? Like over here, you can turn the gauntlet freely. This one, it like gives me a problem when I do that, and wants to like it won't let me just you know, freely rotate it around. It just wants to, it forces against it. So I don't know what's up with that. That's definitely a disappointment. As far as his articulation, it's pretty much just like the other Predators. I mean, you get a little bit of up, a little bit of down in the head, not much movement. You do get, you know, side to side, and you do, or that's actually his rotation, but you do get a little bit of play in there as well. The arms do come up pretty much horizontal. You do have that bicep swivel in there. And of course that, you know, rotates all around. You got double jointed elbows, which work all right. I mean, you can't even get the second joint in there to work because it kind of runs into the sculpt. And of course the hands, you know, they swivel and move up and down, all, you know, all over all around. You do have this cut here in the diaphragm, which allows you a little bit of, you know, side to side movement, rotation. You do get some pivot with that as well. And of course that bottom joint, which is just kind of completely open and stuck, you get that movement with them. But no, you do get full rotation. But that's really it. I mean, you get a little bit of side to side, but that's just because it's so far up off of his waist, which is, yeah, really, really annoying. His legs, of course, he will do the splits. They kick forward about that much. They kick back about that much. You do have a thigh rotation, but mine's really, really stuck. It's not really wanting to move. You do have double jointed knees, which work really well. And of course that swivels. And then as far as his feet, you don't really get a lot of movement. You get a little bit of up and down, a little bit of side to side, and full rotation. So I mean, overall, I mean, I think it is a nice figure, but man, I don't know, I definitely do not like that right there. That is definitely annoying that I have that issue on here. But let me show you guys what he looks like with the mask on. Like I said, the mask, you basically just kind of fit over his head and then push on. It just kind of stays on there. But yeah, I mean, that looks badass. That looks so sick. Really cool. And as far as his tentacles, you can port those in the front of his chest armor here. So you can have those like that. You can bend those all around. So very cool. And you can, well, they don't stand very well, do they? And you can also port them in this part of his gauntlet. So that's really cool. But there's, you know, 2 spots here that you can port these into. Yeah, it's a little bit of a shame that they don't really stay in there too well, you know? Like, just the weight of them is going to have them fall out. But there we go. That one is in there and staying. And as far as his bow staff, let's see. Yeah, his hands are soft enough to where, I mean, they're not soft, but you're going to want to pry that away a little bit just so you're not messing anything up. But he will hold that in his hand like so. It's a little bit of a pain. There we go. But yeah, he does hold that very well. And as far as his cannon here, I see. Oh, did I put it on backwards? No. Let me turn this around. So there is a little spot right here in his backpack that you can port his little gun blaster into. So let's port that in there and see what that looks like. There we go. That's awesome. Very cool. Now, as far as these little things go, I'm not 100% sure what those are for. I guess you could technically kind of put these in here on his gauntlets, maybe, just to kind of like, yeah, that's annoying. Look at that. That really bums me out. That something is going on with this arm and it just won't stay. It's just completely, but whatever. But yeah, guys, that is the ultimate alien hunter predator. And this is the Deluxe Predator Leader. So, yeah, I mean, overall, it's a great figure, great sculpt, you know, great paint. Like I said, I would watch out for those issues. I mean, I don't know if they're all going to be like that, but I definitely have a messed up gauntlet here. Like I said, this whole part with his lower torso being all loose and, you know, wrong on me is definitely a bummer. I said, like, the, you know, the little trophies and skulls, you know, aren't painted very well. But, I mean, overall, it's a badass looking figure. So, I mean, he's going to go up on the shelf next to all of my other Predators. Now, as far as a height, he's almost 9 inches to the top of his, you know, backpack part here. Let me raise this up a little bit so you guys can see. It's almost 9 inches to the top of his backpack there. So, and I got the Jungle Hunter Predator here so I can give you a little scale. So you can see how much bigger he is compared to the Jungle Hunter, even though he is a little bit on the smaller side than the other figures. I got a Marvel Legends here. Let's put the Vulture out. He's a little bit on the tall side, but scale-wise, that's what they look like between those. And let's get a Black Series, so you can see how much bigger he is compared to like your normal 6-inch Black Series. But yeah, guys, that is it. That is the review on the Ultimate Alien Hunter Predator from NECA. Like I said, I mean, you get the really cool box. So if you're a, you know, mint and box collector, it has that nice kind of like, you know, fold away window on it where it's going to look good behind the window. And it does, for the most part, show you everything that you do get. Great sculpt, great paint, like I said. But, man, I feel like NECA did kind of drop the ball on a couple of things. You know, it's definitely not what I'm used to. You know, we don't get any other interchangeable hands. Some of the paint's a little messed up. you know, the QC issue with that and that. It is a little bit of a bummer, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's still an awesome figure. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for me for tonight. I'll catch y'all on the next figure review. Take care.